Have you noticed that the more you try to explain yourself, fight back or control everything, the more life slips out of your hands? Yet, when you detach, stay calm, and choose silence over reaction, suddenly everything begins to align. This is not weakness, it is spiritual precision. Calm is power. The power of silence brings clarity. And the truth is, calmness leads to success faster than chaos ever will. A silent mind is stronger than 1,000 loud voices. So, why does life begin to work in your favor when you detach and stay silent? Why does the universe respond to those who are emotionally disciplined? And why are most people unknowingly destroying their destiny by overreacting, overthinking, and giving their energy to every battle? Where every video is a doorway to calm, clarity, and timeless Buddhist insight you won't find anywhere else. Watch till the end, because there is a powerful bonus lesson that most people will never hear in their lifetime, but it may change the way you approach life forever. Stay with me. This is where transformation begins. 1. Calm is your greatest power. Why do the wisest people rarely speak first, but always decide best? Perhaps it's because they understand something most overlook. That power is not in loudness, but in stillness. When the world shouts for attention, the calm ones listen. They observe, they feel the rhythm beneath the noise. True strength does not rush to prove, it waits to understand. Like the ocean's depth that remains unmoved by the storms above, the calm mind sees what chaos cannot. Calmness is not weakness, it is mastery. The Buddha once taught that peace comes when we no longer get caught in the rising and falling waves of emotion. Every outburst, every reaction steals a little of our inner strength. When we lose our calm, we lose our clarity. And when clarity fades, so does wisdom. In your journey towards success, whether it's in work, relationships, or your inner world, calmness becomes your most powerful tool. Think about it. The person who can stay centered while others panic becomes the one everyone turns to for guidance. The one who can pause, breathe, and choose silence instead of reaction gains more control than any argument ever could. Calmness does not mean doing nothing. It means doing everything with awareness. A calm mind doesn't rush to fix, it learns to see clearly. And from that clarity, the right action naturally arises. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe slowly. Imagine sitting inside a silent cave, far from the noise of the world. Thoughts begin to fade, and clarity rises like light at dawn. In that silence, the world starts to make sense again. Problems that once felt heavy now feel distant. You begin to see not just what's happening, but why it's happening. That is the power of calm. It reconnects you to truth. Ask yourself, what triggers steal my calm? How do I react when life presses on my patience? And what would happen if I chose silence first? When you start observing these questions, awareness grows and reaction dissolves. You stop being controlled by emotions and begin mastering them. Repeat softly to yourself, I choose peace over reaction. My calm mind creates powerful outcomes. Silence protects my energy. Let these affirmations become the roots of your daily practice. For success, true, lasting success, is not built by haste, but by harmony. Remember this, the moment you master your inner calm, the outer world begins to move in your favor. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, My silence holds power. 2. Detachment reveals truth. Why do we suffer more from our attachments than from reality itself? Because the moment we cling, we begin to fear loss. The Buddha said, the root of suffering is attachment. We do not suffer because things happen. We suffer because we want them to happen only our way. Life changes, people change, and yet we grasp tightly believing control will protect us. But control is an illusion. It only builds walls around a heart that was meant to flow like water. Imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter you clench your fist, the more the grains slip away. But if you open your hand, the sand rests peacefully within it. Detachment is that open hand. It doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you care without chains. When you detach, you see things as they truly are, not as your fears paint them to be. You begin to act from wisdom, not desperation. That is when truth reveals itself. Many chase success with grasping minds, holding on to outcomes, to titles, to validation. But the more they cling, the more anxiety grows. True success, like peace, comes to the one who is calm enough to let go of control and focus only on effort. Detachment doesn't kill ambition, it purifies it. It turns chaos into clarity and pressure into purpose. The mind that is free from attachment becomes unshakable. Close your eyes. Picture yourself standing by a river, holding heavy stones labeled fear, ego, expectation. Feel their weight in your hands. Now, imagine releasing them into the flowing water. Watch as they sink, one by one. Notice how your body feels lighter, your breath steadier, your mind quieter. This is what it feels like to let go, not to give up, but to rise above. Ask yourself, what am I holding too tightly? Is my attachment blocking my peace? What would happen if I let go, not gave up, but simply allowed life to unfold? When you start to see the beauty of impermanence, calm replaces fear. You stop chasing control and start trusting flow. Whisper gently within, I release what does not serve me. Peace begins where control ends. These words are not just affirmations, they are freedom in motion. But the truth is simple. The moment you release what you cling to, peace rushes in. And when your heart is peaceful, success finds you without struggle. 3. Non-reaction is mastery. Why do people who stay silent in arguments always seem to win in the long run? Because they have learned a truth most overlook. Your reaction is your real enemy. The world will test you endlessly. People will provoke, situations will frustrate, and emotions will rise like fire. But those who remain calm, who choose not to be moved by every spark, hold the real power. They understand that reaction feeds chaos, while silence nourishes strength. A candle doesn't argue with the wind, it simply protects its flame. It bends when needed, but never lets itself be extinguished. In the same way, your peace is your flame. Every time you react impulsively, you hand over your power to the situation. But when you pause, breathe, and respond with awareness, you reclaim your strength. Mastery is not about controlling others. It's about not letting others control you through your emotions. In moments of anger or pressure, most people explode because they fear appearing weak. But in truth, reaction is a sign of inner instability. Non-reaction, on the other hand, is the mark of spiritual maturity. The Buddha taught that between stimulus and response, there is a space, and in that space lies your freedom. When you fill that space with mindfulness, no one can disturb your peace. You become unshakable, like a mountain that watches storms pass. Close your eyes for a moment. Visualize your triggers as drifting clouds in the sky. Watch them move, thoughts, insults, fears, judgments, all passing by. You don't have to chase them, fight them, or explain yourself to them. Just observe. This is the essence of mastery, to see without being swept away. When you learn this, your energy shifts from reaction to creation. You begin to act, not out of emotion, but out of wisdom. Ask yourself, who controls me through emotional reaction? What pain do I avoid by staying calm? And what do I gain by mastering response? Every answer leads you back to one realization. Peace is always a choice. Repeat softly within, I respond. Never react. My emotions serve me, not control me. Silence is my discipline. Let this become your daily vow. Because success, peace, and clarity do not belong to the loud or the restless. They belong to those who protect their inner flame, no matter how strong the wind blows. 4. Protect your energy like gold. Why do overthinking, gossip, and emotional drama drain your success energy? Because every thought, every word, every reaction is energy, and where your attention goes, energy flows. You may work hard, plan well, and dream big. But if your energy is constantly being scattered by negativity, your inner power weakens. The calm mind builds, the restless mind leaks. True success is not about how much effort you give, it's about where your energy lives. You wouldn't pour clean water into a dirty glass, so why pour your sacred energy into negativity? Every complaint you entertain, every gossip you listen to, every argument you engage in, becomes a slow theft of your inner light. Energy is invisible, yet it shapes every result in your life. Protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's essential. Because peace is your battery, and without it, even the brightest goal loses power. In Buddhism, awareness is the guardian of energy. When you become mindful of where your focus goes, you begin to see how much you lose through unnecessary mental noise. Overthinking drains you not because of the problem itself, but because your mind keeps replaying what it should have already released. Gossip drains you because it binds your heart to judgment and distraction. Drama drains you because it keeps you emotionally reacting instead of calmly creating. Visualize your mind as a sacred temple. The walls are strong, the air is still, the light inside is pure. Now imagine a guard at its gate. That guard is you. Only wisdom, peace, and compassion are allowed to enter. The rest must remain outside. When you treat your mind with that level of reverence, you stop leaking energy into places that don't deserve it. You stop allowing the noise of others to decide your vibration. Ask yourself, where am I leaking energy? Who drains my peace the most? What boundaries must I create today? When you begin to answer these questions honestly, awareness becomes protection. You start saying no without guilt and yes without fear. You become selective, not distant, peaceful, not passive. Whisper to yourself, I stay away from emotional thieves. My peace is my priority. Let this truth settle in your heart. Protect your energy like gold, because it is the currency of your life. And remember, calm minds don't chase success. They attract it simply by preserving the power that others carelessly waste. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "My silence holds power." 5. Inner stillness attracts answers. Why do solutions often appear the moment we stop chasing them? Because peace reveals what pressure hides. The Buddha taught that truth is not found in struggle, but in stillness. Silence is not empty, it is full of answers. When the mind quiets, wisdom rises naturally. But when we force, when we push, when we overthink, the water of our mind becomes muddy. No reflection, no clarity. The answers you seek are already within you. They are simply waiting for you to stop disturbing the surface. Think of a bowl of muddy water. If you keep stirring it, it stays clouded. But if you set it down and let it rest, the dirt settles and the water becomes clear again. The same happens with your thoughts. The more you try to control or rush them, the more confusion grows. But when you pause, breathe, and sit with silence, understanding begins to form on its own. Stillness doesn't delay the answer. It allows it to reveal itself in the right time. In moments of uncertainty, the restless mind seeks to fix everything at once. It doubts, it fears, it tries to force solutions through logic. But the calm mind trusts life's timing. It knows that every question, when met with patience, unfolds into clarity. The universe does not speak through noise. It whispers through quiet awareness. If you learn to listen beneath the surface of your thoughts, you'll discover that the wisdom you seek is already speaking to you. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Sit in calm and ask one question that's been weighing on your heart. Don't demand an answer. Simply listen. Feel the space between each breath. With every exhale, your doubts drift away. Slowly, clarity rises like the morning sun from behind a mountain, gently, naturally, perfectly timed. Now ask yourself, what question am I truly seeking answers for? Am I silent enough to hear wisdom when it comes? What truth is already within me, waiting to be heard? When you live with these reflections, patience becomes your teacher and silence becomes your guide. Whisper softly. Clarity finds me when I am still. I trust life's timing. Everything unfolds as it should. Let these words root deeply into your heart. For success, peace, and direction come not from striving, but from surrender. Remember this: the mind that is still becomes the mirror of truth, and in that reflection, all answers are found. 6. Patience is spiritual power. Why do the most powerful souls move slowly but achieve more? Because they understand a secret few are willing to practice. Nothing grows before its season. In a world that glorifies speed, patience has become a forgotten strength. Yet the calm, patient soul always arrives exactly where it is meant to, while the restless one burns out halfway. True mastery is not in doing fast, but in waiting with faith. Think of bamboo. For 5 long years it grows unseen beneath the earth, weaving a foundation of roots. Nothing seems to happen on the surface, yet deep below life is preparing for its rise. And when it finally breaks through the soil, it shoots upward, growing taller than most trees in a matter of weeks. Patience is like that invisible power shaping your destiny in silence. When you rush the process, you interrupt the roots, but when you trust timing, growth becomes inevitable. Impatience is born from fear, the fear of not being enough, the fear of being left behind. But every time you push against divine timing, you exhaust your energy and cloud your clarity. The Buddha taught that the path unfolds only for those who walk with awareness, not haste. The patient soul does not sit idle. It works with steady faith, knowing that each action, no matter how small, carries energy forward. To be patient is not to wait passively. It is to trust deeply. Close your eyes and visualize your dreams as seeds resting in rich soil. You may not see their growth yet, but roots are forming. Connections, lessons, unseen blessings, all preparing to rise. When doubt appears, remind yourself that timing is a teacher, not an obstacle. The universe is never late, only precise. Every delay is divine alignment in disguise. Ask yourself, where am I forcing progress? What lesson is patience teaching me right now? What can grow if I stop rushing and start trusting? Sometimes the answer isn't to move faster, but to stand still long enough for clarity to bloom. Whisper softly, I do not rush destiny. Patience protects my purpose. What is meant for me will come. Let these words breathe in your heart. For success born from calmness lasts longer than success born from urgency. Remember, when your roots are deep in patience, no storm can uproot your peace, and no delay can deny your destiny. 7. Thoughts shape reality. Why does inner chaos create outer chaos? Because the world you see is only a reflection of the mind you carry. The Buddha said, "You become what you think." Every thought is a seed, and your mind is the garden where life takes root. When you plant fear, you harvest anxiety. When you plant peace, you harvest clarity. The truth is simple yet powerful. Your outer world will always mirror the state of your inner one. A restless mind turns even calm moments into storms, while a peaceful mind brings light even into difficult days. Just as a garden cannot bloom with weeds of doubt and resentment, your mind cannot flourish if filled with worry, comparison, and anger. Thoughts are not passive. They are the architects of your reality. The moment you begin to think consciously, your life begins to align with intention. Imagine for a moment that you are walking through your own inner garden. Look around. What have you been planting? Are there seeds of self-doubt choking your confidence? Or are there seeds of patience and gratitude quietly growing in the corners? Every belief you repeat, every emotion you nurture shapes this space. To change your life, you must first become a mindful gardener of your thoughts. When your mind is calm, it becomes fertile ground for success. But when it's filled with noise, overthinking, judgment, regret, nothing beautiful can grow. The key is not to fight the negative thoughts, but to replace them with new ones. Plant seeds of courage when fear arises, sow understanding when anger appears. Choose to water only what uplifts your soul. Slowly, the inner garden transforms, and with it, your reality begins to shift. Close your eyes. Visualize planting 3 seeds within your mind. Courage, clarity, and patience. See them growing with each calm breath you take. The more still you become, the stronger these roots go. And from that stillness, your external life begins to change naturally, effortlessly, beautifully. Ask yourself, what toxic thought must I uproot today? What belief is blocking my peace? What new thought aligns with my best self? The answers to these questions are the blueprint of your future. Whisper softly within. My mind builds my life. I think peace. I attract peace. Remember, your life is not happening to you. It is responding to you. Nurture your inner garden, and the world will bloom to match it. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "My silence holds power." 8. Acceptance ends suffering. What if the pain you feel is not from life itself, but from your resistance to it? The Buddha taught that suffering does not come from what happens. It comes from our refusal to accept what is. Surrender is not defeat, it's wisdom. When we stop fighting reality, we stop creating unnecessary pain. Acceptance does not mean you approve of everything. It means you make peace with this moment so that it no longer controls you. Think of a river. It never fights the rocks in its path. It simply flows around them. Yet, it still reaches the ocean, calm and certain. In the same way, when you learn to flow with life, instead of forcing it, your journey becomes smoother. Resistance tightens the heart. Acceptance opens it. The one who can say, "This too belongs," finds power even in discomfort. You cannot always control what life brings, but you can always choose how gently you walk through it. When life challenges you, when things don't go your way, when people disappoint you, when plans fall apart, the untrained mind resists. It says, "This should not be happening." But the awakened mind pauses, breathes and whispers, "It is happening. Let me learn from it." That simple shift from rejection to acceptance transforms struggle into wisdom. The calm mind doesn't fight the moment, it listens to it. Close your eyes. Visualize yourself floating in a river. The current moves softly beneath you. You are not fighting, not struggling, just floating, allowing life to carry you where you are meant to go. The water may turn, it may quicken, but you remain at peace, trusting the flow. Feel that lightness in your chest as you release the need to control. This is acceptance, the art of peace through surrender. Ask yourself, What must I accept today? Where am I resisting life? How would peace feel if I stopped fighting what already is? Every moment of resistance drains your energy, but every moment of acceptance restores it. The calm mind knows that life unfolds exactly as it should, even when the path is unseen. Whisper softly to yourself, I accept what I cannot control. I choose flow over force. Life becomes easier when I do. Let these words become your daily practice. Remember, calmness is not found by controlling the current, but by trusting it. And when you flow with life instead of against it, success, peace, and clarity all begin to find you naturally. 9. Your focus creates your future. Why does whatever we chase emotionally seem to run further away? Because chasing comes from lack, and lack creates distance. The Buddha taught that what we focus on, we attract, not through desire alone, but through alignment. What you focus on, you attract. Your attention is energy, and that energy shapes your reality. When the mind is scattered, so is life. But when focus becomes calm and clear, your path begins to open effortlessly. The sun does not rush to shine everywhere. It simply focuses on one place, and everything under its light begins to bloom. Your mind works the same way. Wherever you direct your attention, life expands. Focus on peace, and your world softens. Focus on fear, and your world hardens. Success, clarity, and purpose are not things you chase. They are things you grow by nurturing them with steady awareness. Many people struggle not because they lack skill, but because they lack focus. They spend hours thinking about what could go wrong, what others think, or what they still don't have. Each distraction drains their creative energy. A calm, centered mind, however, knows how to choose. It chooses what to build, what to release, and where to shine. This is the essence of spiritual focus. Directing your awareness toward what uplifts, not what exhausts. Close your eyes. Visualize yourself walking a single clear path through a quiet forest. The air is still, the way ahead illuminated by light. You are not pulled by noise or doubt. You move with purpose. Every step feels deliberate, guided by your calm attention. This is the power of focus, turning chaos into clarity through presence. Ask yourself, where is my focus going daily? Is it building me or slowly destroying me? What truly deserves my focus now? When you begin to ask these questions, you reclaim control of your energy. You realize that peace, success, and fulfillment are not found by doing more, but by focusing on less. Whisper softly within, I focus on growth. I attract what I align with. I choose what matters. These words are a promise to your own mind. For when your attention becomes pure, your actions follow, and your destiny unfolds in harmony. Remember this timeless truth. Your future is not written by chance, but by the calm power of your focus today. 10. Let go to receive more. Why does life reward those who are willing to release? Because holding tightly often blocks what is meant to enter. The Buddha said, letting go creates space for better things. When your hands are closed in fear, your heart is heavy, and your mind is cramped. The world cannot give you abundance if your soul is already full of attachment. True receiving begins with surrender, with the quiet courage to release what no longer serves you. Think of a closed hand. No matter how hard you try, it cannot hold anything new. But when you open it, even the smallest gift can enter freely. Life works in the same way. Every disappointment, every ending, every loss is an opportunity to unclench, to make room for blessings that are waiting just beyond your grasp. Release is not defeat, it is preparation. When you let go, you align with the flow of the universe instead of struggling against it. Many cling to past mistakes, toxic relationships, or unmet expectations, believing that holding on will protect them. But the truth is, attachment drains energy, clouds judgment, and blocks growth. The calm soul sees that surrender is a form of wisdom, not weakness. It trusts that what leaves carries lessons and what arrives carries opportunity. The art of success is not accumulation alone, it is the graceful exchange between letting go and receiving. Close your eyes. Visualize doors closing gently behind you. You may feel the sting of what has passed, but notice the light spilling through the doorway ahead. Feel it illuminate your path. Each loss, each release makes space for something new, something larger, brighter, and more aligned with your purpose. The universe always responds to the mind that opens willingly. Ask yourself, what must I release to rise? What am I afraid of losing? And what if letting go is not an ending, but the doorway to more? When you reflect deeply, you begin to see that surrender is not absence, it is invitation. It allows life to flow to you without struggle, bringing clarity, growth, and unexpected joy. Whisper softly, I trust what leaves creates space. I let go in peace. New blessings are coming. Let these words settle into your being. Remember, calmness is not only a refuge, it is a magnet. The calmer you become, the more life can move through you. The more you release, the more you receive. And in that rhythm, success and fulfillment arrive naturally, without force, without struggle, simply because your heart is ready. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "My silence holds power." 11. Stillness reclaims your soul. Why do monks seek silence instead of noise? Because they understand a truth that the world often forgets. Stillness is the language of the soul. In the quiet, the mind stops racing, the heart stops grasping, and the soul begins to speak. Noise may distract, entertain, or occupy, but it cannot reveal. Only in stillness can we hear what we truly are and what we are meant to become. Think of a mirror. It can reflect only when it is still. Shake it, smear it, cloud it, and the image becomes distorted. The same is true of your inner world. When thoughts, worries, and distractions churn endlessly, clarity vanishes. But when you sit in calm, allowing the mind to settle, your inner truth comes into view. Stillness is not emptiness. It is presence, awareness, and profound insight. Most of us flee from silence because it forces us to meet ourselves. We avoid moments when the mind is quiet, because then we cannot hide behind noise, distraction, or busyness. Yet in that confrontation lies freedom. The soul longs to guide, to reveal the path of clarity, purpose, and calm action. Those who embrace stillness reclaim themselves, their energy, and their inner power. Close your eyes. Imagine sitting by a silent lake under a canopy of stars. The water is smooth, untouched by wind or ripple. Feel the gentle peace wash over you. In this quiet, the questions you carry begin to answer themselves. Decisions that once seemed impossible become clear. Confusion dissolves, leaving only the calm certainty of your inner knowing. This is what it means to reclaim your soul, returning home to the center of your being. Ask yourself, when was the last time I truly sat in silence? What truth am I avoiding by staying busy? What is my soul trying to tell me if I only pause to listen? The answers are already within, waiting for the calm to surface. Every moment of stillness is an invitation to reconnect, to remember, to restore. Whisper softly, my soul knows the way. In silence I return home. Peace is my true nature. Let these words sink into your heart. For the outer world may rush, demand, and distract, but your soul is patient, waiting for you to notice. When you honor stillness, clarity arises, energy returns, and success flows naturally from the depth of your calm. The life you seek begins with the silence you choose. Bonus lesson: become unshakable. How do you reach a state where nothing can disturb your peace? Because true power is not in controlling the world, but in mastering the world within. The Buddha said, "Inner strength is freedom." When the mind is calm, the heart steady, and the soul firm, no storm outside can touch your inner quiet. It is not about avoiding trials, but meeting them without losing balance, without handing your energy to fear, anger, or doubt. Think of a mountain. It does not bow to the wind, nor tremble at the storms that move around it. Its strength is quiet, patient, enduring. In the same way, a calm mind, rooted in awareness and self-control, stands unshaken in chaos. Challenges may come, people may provoke, circumstances may threaten, but the one who grows inner calm responds with clarity, not reaction. Many of us are pushed by every impulse, every opinion, every sudden turn. Yet the path to mastery is choosing where to place your energy. External events have no built-in power. Your reaction gives them weight. By staying centered, you save your energy, sharpen your clarity, and let life unfold without extra resistance. To be unshakable is not to be stiff. It is to be flexible yet grounded, responsive yet steady. Close your eyes and picture standing inside yourself as if you are a mountain. Feel the ground beneath you, solid and timeless. Around you, winds blow and storms rage, yet you stay steady, unmoving, linked to the calm core within. Your presence alone gives off stability, confidence, and peace. This is not a place of force. It is a place of natural authority, earned through patience, practice, and self-awareness. Ask yourself, what is my new standard of peace? Who am I becoming in quiet moments of choice? Am I ready to master myself, protect my energy, and act from strength rather than reaction? Each answer brings you nearer to an unshakable presence. Whisper softly, "I am unshakable. I am guided by peace. Nothing outside controls me." Let this sink deeply into your heart. Success, clarity, and fulfillment do not come to those who chase or struggle. They come to those who stand steady, rooted in calm, aligned with inner truth. When you become unshakable, life bends toward you naturally, and the outer world reflects the strength within. A quick summary of the principles. Calm is your greatest power. True strength shows not in reaction, but in restraint. Calmness lets you think clearly while others are lost in emotion. It protects your energy and gives you control in situations. Those who master calmness master life. Detachment reveals truth. Attachment clouds judgment and creates emotional pain. Detachment lets you see things as they are, without bias or need. It brings freedom and makes choices cleaner and wiser. Detachment is emotional intelligence. Non-reaction is mastery. You lose power each time you react at once. Emotional self-control helps you respond wisely rather than impulsively. Not everything deserves your energy or explanation. Silence under pressure is a mark of real discipline. Protect your energy. Like gold, your energy sets your progress, focus, and mental strength. Arguments, negativity, and drama drain your life force without return. Guard your peace and avoid emotional traps. Learn to value inner stillness over noise. Inner stillness draws answers. When the mind is quiet, clarity appears. Overthinking blocks solutions, but silence invites insight. Answers arrive when you stop trying to force them. Stillness aligns you with wisdom beyond thought. Patience is spiritual power. Great things are not built in a day. They grow in silence and time. Patience prevents self-sabotage and emotional mistakes. It teaches trust in right timing. Success favors those who work quietly and wait without fear. Thoughts shape reality. Your outer world reflects your inner beliefs. Negative thinking builds limits. Clear thinking builds destiny. You attract the energy you hold inside. Change your thoughts. Change your life. Acceptance ends suffering. Suffering often comes from resisting what already is. Acceptance is not defeat, it is wisdom. When you accept reality, you regain clarity and emotional control. From acceptance, inner peace begins. Your focus creates your future. What you focus on grows. When your energy is scattered, your results are weak. Focused attention builds strong results. Direct your mind to what truly matters and life will follow. Let go to receive more. Clinging creates fear and blocks new chances. Letting go makes space for better things to enter. Trust that life removes what no longer serves your growth. Release, and you will rise higher. Stillness reclaims your soul. Modern life keeps you busy but spiritually empty. Silence reconnects you to your true nature. In stillness, anxiety fades and peace wakes. When you return to yourself, you return to inner freedom. Become unshakable. The goal is not to live without challenges, but to be unbreakable within them. True peace is not found in comfort, but in spiritual strength. When nothing can disturb your inner state, you become truly powerful. True power does not rush, chase, or beg. It simply is. When you master your emotions and no longer react to every noise around you, something rare happens. Life aligns with your inner state. Calmness sharpens your mind. Detachment strengthens your spirit. Silence connects you to truth. You no longer drown in life. You flow with it. You no longer search for peace. You carry it within. Remember, he who conquers others is strong, but he who conquers himself is powerful. Everything you seek, clarity, success, happiness, freedom, appears when you stop fighting life and start flowing with it. Protect your peace with the same care that others protect their ego. Once you master your inner world, no outer situation can defeat you again. Like and share this video. Share your thoughts in the comments for more simple Buddhist insights on living a peaceful life.